Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. We're the Garza Twins. I'm Britta.
And I'm Carly.
We would love it if you would subscribe down below if you like favorites videos, like lifestyle favorites, book reviews, business advice,
Beauty videos.
all that. Okay, today we're going to be doing our April favorites. We have so much this month, which we knew was going to happen.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. I just want to get this out of the way. We just launched our Eau de Perfumes. Is that how you say it? Eau de Parfum?
Yeah.
On Dyad. So if you like our perfume oils, these are the same fragrances but in perfume form. We love the bottles. We had like a lot of back and forth on these bottles and we love how they turned out. They have the same textured label that our perfume oils have, and obviously the fragrances are 10 out of 10 like the oils. So if you're interested, those are on our website now, and we thank you all for your support. We had posted about them on Instagram and everyone was so kind, so thank you again.
We've been loving them all month.
Yeah.
For longer, but.
Yeah, I mean, my highs and lows is like almost gone. This is my U and I brought it out here because it was full, but the highs and lows I have is like basically gone already. Okay, I love this product. It's the JVN Complete Air Dry Cream. It comes in this large aluminum tube,
a lot of
which is
product.
really hard to find, like sourcing wise. And I've heard good things about this. They even have it in a small size, and I feel like that's when you know a product is good. Like no one's going to invest in a mini unless it's selling well.
Yeah.
And the one thing I don't like about it is the fragrance is strong in my opinion. I thought it was going to be a really light scent, and like the scent is light, but it just comes through pretty strong. So I wish it was a lighter fragrance though, but besides that, so I just washed my hair like an hour ago, so it doesn't look great right now, but I did use it today. But I've just been air drying my hair because it's just really damaged and it feels so much nicer. Like it doesn't get as greasy, it doesn't feel as like thin and gross when I air dry it versus blow drying. And so I've just been loving this. I just put it all over, let it air dry. Usually day one it still looks a little frizzy, but on day two the frizz has like totally gone down and it makes my hair really soft and shiny. But there's still like a little bit of hold to it because of this cream. Like you can tell it's kind of like encompassing the waves in my hair. I don't know, it's hard to explain, but I have really been impressed, and it's the product exactly what I wanted. Like I just wanted a product I can throw in my damp hair and air dry it and get rid of, I had so much frizziness before when I would air dry. And like I said, it looks frizzy now because I literally just washed my hair, but trust, like everything on our Instagram lately, like on our stories, I've been using this and my hair has just looked good. So,
Yeah, I know, I need to try that because I cannot successfully air dry my hair.
yeah, I tried it once and gave up. Yeah, there's not a lot of products like this too, so I love it. Okay, I'm just picking up random things, but our friend Deb sent us the Cali Ray Sunproof Setting Spray, and I hadn't really heard too much about this, but then I looked on Sephora and the reviews are actually really good, and I think this is a great alternative to Fix Plus in the summer. Like I feel like Fix Plus is so moisturizing that sometimes it can leave your skin looking really glowy. So for the winter I love that, and I did just repurchase a full size of it, but this is really good because I feel like it sets your makeup and still adds like a subtle sheen, but it keeps your makeup in place and it's not too glowy, and the mist on this is super fine, so you kind of need like less sprays. Like it doesn't drench your face like Fix Plus does, if that makes sense. And it does have a coconut scent, which usually I don't like fragrance in any of my like face products, but I don't mind it. And yeah, I've just really been loving this. I've used it every time I've done my makeup this month. Okay, this is a product that I have fell in love with when Versed first sent it to us. It's the Versed Moisture Maker Hydrating Hyaluronic Serum, and I went through the whole thing because it's an ounce, but it's, I don't know how to describe it. It's a viscous product, so it kind of goes really quickly. I feel like they need to make it like 2 ounces and put it in a tube, but regardless, I love this stuff. And then I went through and like repurchased the Bioma Hydrating Serum, and I don't know, I was trying a lot of other things, and my skin, like I said, it's just been bad, and I finally got it back on track with the help of tretinoin, the Paula's Choice BHA, and then this, because I needed something that was actually going to add hydration back. And I like noticed my skin is like visibly plump, but the problem is I'm using it morning and night now because I just noticed such a difference using it. Like it really plumps up my skin, it really makes my skin, like it even helps my fine lines. Like I swear this stuff is so good, and I feel like I'm just gonna go through like one of these a month, but it's okay. I just want to tell you guys how good it is. It says made for dryness. I totally agree. It is like completely gotten rid of my dry skin, my compromise barrier. I usually think hyaluronic acid serums are so overrated, but this one,
There's some other good ingredients in there
this
though.
one has polyglutamic acid and snow mushroom extract. But something about this formula is just something else. I really cannot be without it now, and I've learned my lesson. I mentioned this in a weekly fave, so I won't stay here long, but the Scotch Porter Body Wash in Citrus and Crisp Woods is just so good. If you like a really like bright, lively, clean scent and not something that's too in your face, because I prefer men's body wash fragrances to women's. Like the women's ones are always like so florally, too feminine. I like the like unisex scents that the men's body washes offer, but a lot of times they can be a little too pungent because I think men kind of use their body wash almost as like a cologne, and this one is not that. It's just like the perfect amount of fragrance. It does stay on your body a little bit, but it's not too overpowering, and I feel like this is pretty moisturizing and lathers really well, and it's like $8, so go get it at Target. I have two contour products. I've been loving both this month. So first is the Rare Beauty, like the bronzer stick in their newer shade, Bright Side. That's what I have on today. It's my favorite cream bronzer formula. It goes on so effortlessly, it blends out so effortlessly, it lasts all day on me. It kind of like dries down to like a powdery finish but looks like skin still, but it goes on like a pure cream. Like it's almost like a, I don't know how to describe it. It's almost like a liquid blush in a, or like a liquid product in a stick, because like it goes on so thin and so creamy, but then it somehow dries down, which a lot of like liquid products tend to do. But I love this shade. It's my new favorite shade in this formula. So good. It's like a light contour with a lot of yellow undertones. And then the e.l.f. contour stick. I love it. Do you want to talk about it? I love it too. But yeah, it's so we got the shade light medium, and I think the thing I love the most about this is the consistency and the level of pigmentation. Like it's not too sheer. It's like I would say it's like a medium opacity. Yeah, I wore this on its own this week, and like I didn't need anything over top. Yeah, like I feel like I still wear a bronzer over top, but I could use this on its own. Like it's a nice like medium opacity, and it's almost like a thicker like gel creamy formula, and it blends out so effortlessly. You have a lot of playtime, so I think that you have time to blend, but you could keep blending and it literally never looks patchy on me. No, it's I think so that's seamless. Why I love it. Like a lot of my cream bronzers, sometimes, you know, if you go over them too much, they can start to look patchy because they start to like pick up, and where this will never do that. I think it's the easiest bronzer, like cream liquid, that I've used, and I love the color. It's like adds a nice warmth to the face. I love everything about it. Yeah, it's so, both of these I've been like using constantly, and I love them. I'm like so happy I have like two more like contour-esque products that I love. Yeah, well this I would say is more of a bronzer. I do wish they had I think it's pretty cool toned. No. We'll insert swatches for you guys, but the light shade was way more cool toned, but it's way too light. Like Jen Phelps tried on, I think, both shades, and she's even more fair than us, and it like barely showed up on her. So I didn't get that one, but in the store it looked almost like gray. This one's pretty. It's like more neutral. Yeah, it's neutral. They're both neutral. Okay, next up is Kosas Air Brow. They sent it to us and we both fell in love. I have it on today. I have the clear on today. I just have the tinted on, nothing else, and it's just my perfect one and done brow product. I can't not use this now. I'm going to have to repurchase it again and again, which was why I avoided it, because I knew I would love it. Yeah. And I'm so cheap when it comes to brow products, but there's something really special about the formula and the brush. It just works so well. Yeah, the brush is really great. Well, yeah, like to your point, I feel like it's a really thin formula, so it works with the brush because it really goes in between each bristle, which then goes in between each hair. Like it just deposits the perfect amount of product. I don't have to go over top and like pick up excess product. Yeah, like it doesn't deposit too much, that's for sure. It has like a flexible hold, I would say. Yeah, it's pretty strong hold. Yeah. And it's just really good. Like, I'm not shocked because I've heard such good things, and the packaging couldn't be cuter. It's so good. Okay, next up is a pretty life-changing favorite this month. As you know, Carly's health, which she's on the up and up, so don't you worry. But she hasn't been able to go on as many walks with me, and we try to get walks in, like we'll go for a coffee walk or even just like around like Hollywood. And Tommy works from home, but he's working during the day, so usually I can only go on like an outdoor walk maybe like 1 or 2 times a week, and I really want to try to like get my steps in every day. So I ended up getting a walking pad, which I know most people use them to work at a desk, and I just wanted it so I could like watch TV while I was walking, which is like just the opposite of productivity. But anyway, the one that I got only lets you walk for an hour, but I do 2.4 speed, which is pretty quick. And I think it's about, like, I try to count my steps. I think it's a little under 7,000 steps in that hour. So between that and then if I like take the dogs out and go on like a short neighborhood walk, I feel like I'm getting my steps in. And I just watch TV while I walk, or like I can still like edit pictures on my phone, easy things like that. But I don't know how people like work on a computer. Obviously I don't have a desk set up in front of me.
I never understood that either. Like,
Yeah.
I got the concept, but like, I would be so distracting.
Yeah, and I'm walking pretty fast, so I'm like, I don't want to like lose focus, but I love it because it makes it so easy. The hour goes by really fast. Like when I was walking in April, I watched all of Lucifer. Well, I didn't have it for the whole month of April, but for the past few weeks. And I didn't do it every day, but this week I'm determined to do it every day. And yeah, it's pretty lightweight. Like I keep it under my bed and then I move it out and like put it next to my bed so I can watch TV. And I love it. So if you've been on the fence, I highly recommend one. The one I got is only like a little over $200, and I was gonna get it from Amazon, but I found it for cheaper and quicker delivery on Walmart, so I'll link that one down below, but 10 out of 10 recommend. Okay, book favorites for the month. So mine is the Happy Ever After playlist. This was surprisingly my first Abby Jimenez book.
Yeah, that's shocking.
I've read. We love her on TikTok. We love her dogs, and Britta loves her books, but I had just never read any. And then I saw this was available at the library, so rented it out and fell in love. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars.
It's so good.
It follows Salone, who is her husband had recently, well, like in the past couple years, passed away unexpectedly. And she stumbles across this dog one day and she almost hits it with her car, and she takes the dog in, tries to contact the owner multiple times, doesn't have luck. Turns out he's like a pop singer, or I guess not pop, was he pop singer? Yeah, like pop singer.
Like pop rock.
Yeah. And he was in Australia, so didn't get like service or something. He calls her back and is like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, like my dog sitter must have let him out, and she like doesn't want to give the dog back. Then he's like, I swear I love the dog. So they end up having like a texting relationship. Then they end up talking on the phone a lot while he's in Australia and just like really liking each other. Then they end up meeting in person, and I don't want to spoil it, but they like quickly fall in love. Obviously he's a singer, so he travels all the time. And it's really just about like the ups and downs of their relationship and trying to make it work. And it's a really cute story. It's really heartbreaking at times, but
Her books are like that.
yeah, but it has a good ending, and I don't think that's spoiling anything. And it was just, I don't know, such a good story. It had everything I love in like a rom-com type book. It was 100% like what I wanted to read. It was just so good.
It was my favorite of hers up until Yours Truly came out. That's my new favorite.
Yeah, and I just read it because it was the only one like available at the library from her. So I was like, oh, I'll just read this.
My book favorite this month was Romantic Comedy by...
I'm reading it right now.
Yeah, Curtis Sittenfeld, I think is how you say the name. It's a female, but I don't know if that's her real name. Anyway, it's about... The reason I was excited about this was because anything like set on a TV set, I will read.
Did you see that Reese said that this is actually how it is? She's like, when you host...
Oh, really?
Yeah, when you host SNL, like even the host has to do like 24 hours of work.
Oh, wow.
She said it's a lot of work.
So it's based on a show called The Night Owls, which is basically their take on SNL, Saturday Night Live. So Sally is a writer on The Night Owls. She's been there for about 9 years. She's in her late 30s, and the host that week is named Danny, and he is a musician and he's hosting, which is pretty rare. I think that's rare on SNL too.
I don't think his name's Danny.
Oh wait, sorry. His name's not Danny. Yeah, Danny is another. Sorry,
Yeah.
Danny's another writer on the show. Noah.
Noah,
His name's
yeah.
Noah. So Noah is the host, and he's the musical guest that week. And so they first off like set the scene by describing the week of a show, and I loved the behind the scenes of it, like how all the writers, well, everyone gathers to pitch ideas, and then they're given the green light by the head of the network, and then they basically will write
they were
those
given the
sketches.
green light by the guy. I think his name's Nigel, but he's
Nigel.
basically Lorne Michaels.
Yeah, but is he the head of? He's not the head of NBC.
No,
I guess
he just runs the show.
Runs the show. Yeah, like Lauren Michaels type.
And so then they take those ideas and write the sketches, and then they like rehearse the sketches, and some of them get cut. It's basically like a week of writing, rehearsing, cuts, re-rehearsing, and they do 2 overnights. Like the writers do 2 overnights in the office during that week, and I just found it absolutely fascinating. Like, I don't know if that's really how, like you said, reset it was.
That's how it was. And I can get, in the book, they insinuate that it's just because that's how it's always been. And he doesn't want to change it.
He doesn't want it because it's not broken.
They have this like magic thing going, which I get, but I'm also like, whoa, those working conditions sound pretty crazy.
And they do, she is like very transparent about her salary. I think she makes like over $200,000 a year, and they have summers off. So like obviously she's making good money, but she's also been there for 9 years. 9 years of like working like that in your late 30s, that's a lot. So anyway, I found the whole beginning portion fascinating, but so she's one of the lead writers. She gets a few sketches in that week, which is unheard of for her. Usually she gets 1, I think she got 3. Well, Noah was hosting, so she worked really closely with Noah. They kind of formed a friendship. They had like some flirty banter, but she is convinced that like she could never date someone that's more attractive than her or more famous because of her coworker Danny, who I mentioned earlier. He is with like a famous pop singer, and so she calls it the Danny Horse rule, that only the men writers on the show end up with these like really famous, beautiful actors and actresses, singers, whatnot, but like the women, it doesn't apply to them. So she kind of convinces herself that Noah could never be into her. They get in a fight and they like part ways. And then they pick up communication a few years later during 2020, during the pandemic. So that kind of threw me. I didn't really know that they were gonna like bring that into the book, and I don't really know why. Like, I don't know why they couldn't just start emailing and just like leave the pandemic out of it. So for that reason, I gave it 4 out of 5 stars, but it would have been a 5 out of 5. I just felt like, I don't think any of us really want to relive that, especially in like a fluff rom-com type book. Like, it's called romantic comedy, but I did really appreciate the writing. And there are some things that happen during shutdown, and she goes to visit him in LA. I don't want to like ruin it, but it was really good. I believe their love story. I love the 2 of them together. Again, like, I swoon over these male characters, and Noah just seems so perfect. Like, he's talented.
Yeah,
he's respectful.
I'm only like 40% through, but he's a good guy.
Yeah, he's sober, he's all the things, and we love him. So, and I actually did really like Sally.
Yeah.
She could be insecure at times, but for good reason. Like, it wasn't like she was whiny, and I did really like her character too, so would recommend. Okay, that's all of our favorites. We told you it was a long one. Hopefully you guys liked this, and let us know what you've been loving this month.